Hi everybody, welcome back to Vegans, Veggies, and Vibes. My name's Amarais, and today we're gonna make bibimbap. Now I know that sounds like a really funny word. It's actually a Korean word. Bibimbap is a Korean dish. It is a lot like a rice bowl. It has rice, usually a meat, lots of ingredients, and then a very spicy sauce. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a radish, cut the ends off, and then very thinly slice it. And that way, we can have some pickled radish on our bowl. If you notice, it seems like a really small amount. That's because, like I said, it's for something very similar to a rice bowl. So you don't need a lot of ingredients. So I cut them really thin. It's kind of hard to do. They don't need to be perfect. And next, I'm going to put them into a container with agave, vinegar, and water. Okay, so for the brine that we're going to pickle our radishes in, we're just going to put a dollop of agave in. You can use any sweetener you like. And then we're going to do equal parts of vinegar and water. So I'm gonna put in about 2 tablespoons of vinegar and also 2 tablespoons of water. And we're just going to mix that together. I'm using my finger because it's a very shallow dish. And once it's all mixed, we can put in our radishes. And while they sit, we're gonna make the rest of our dish. So you can just set those off on the side to vibe. All right, now that we've made our radishes, we're going to make our sauce. So we're going to add equal parts sesame oil, and I'm doing a half a tablespoon, sugar or some sort of sweetener. I already have my agave out, so I'm gonna go ahead and use agave. Water, and then also, just water. Oh, and sesame seeds, which are optional if you don't like the texture. Next, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of gochujang, a splash of vinegar, and then some garlic. I am out of fresh garlic, so I am just going to use garlic powder. Minced garlic is recommended for this recipe though. And I like it garlicky, so I probably added half a tablespoon. And then we're just gonna give this a mix. Make sure everything is well incorporated. And once that's done, we're gonna set it off to the side so that all the flavors can get to know each other as we make the rest of our dish. The next thing we're gonna do is prepare the rest of our vegetables for cooking. I buy my carrots pre-shredded, and I also got mushrooms that were pre-chopped because they were on sale today. So the only thing I need to chop up is my cucumber. And we're only gonna need about 1/4 of this cucumber. And you can slice this however you like. I personally kind of like it to be in little chunks when I eat. I know it's really common to also make strips in the same way that you do for carrots. But I like the little chunks. I like a little bit of cucumber in every bite. So I'm just gonna take these and chop them up. And scoop those off to the side. There we go. It's getting exciting. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is saute my mushrooms. You can use any oil you want. I'm gonna use sesame oil for this to give them a little extra flavor. And then I'm just going to throw my mushrooms in and cook them down as long as I like, honestly. One thing that's really nice about gochujang is when you make it at home, you can customize it however you like. So if you like more mushrooms, you can add more mushrooms. If you want bean sprouts, you can add bean sprouts. It's super easy. So I'm adding some salt and pepper to my mushrooms while they saute. You don't need to season any of your ingredients in your bibimbap very much, just because altogether it'll be a lot if you season everything. And also the sauce that we made is very intense and very spicy because of the gochujang. All right, I've been cooking my mushrooms for a while. Don't be alarmed by how dark the pan is. I added some soy sauce off screen and it was a dark soy sauce, so it just coated the bottom of my pan. But it also helped me to really caramelize the outside of my mushrooms. As you can see, they're also getting pretty dark in places, and that's what I like to see from my mushrooms. So we'll call those done. And now we're just going to turn off the heat and add about a handful of spinach. And all we want is for the spinach to wilt in the pan. So once it's in your pan, just stir it around. If you like a lot of spinach, I would recommend starting with a small amount, like a handful that I put in, and letting it cook down. Spinach is a lot like mushrooms, where you can put in a lot and a little comes out. As you can see, we're already starting to see a lot of wiltage. I want to get those big ones nice and cooked. You can see that just wilt before your eyes, and you want them to get that nice, vibrant, electric green. Okay, that's perfect. And it's okay, that's all mixed together. That is ready for our bibimbap. So we can just take that straight out of the pan so it doesn't overcook. All right, now that everything's done cooking, we can start assembling our bibimbap. So the first thing I'm going to add is my mushrooms and spinach. Then I'm going to add a nice handful of carrots, some cucumber. I love cucumber, so I like this to be a cucumber heavy dish. Next, we're gonna add our radishes. Stir up your gochujang sauce, and you can put that on. The sauce is very spicy, so be careful with how much you add. And get that all nice and swirled on. And then finally, some sesame seeds to cover the top. And there you go, a beautiful bowl of bibimbap.